Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I'm slightly annoyed because I had to go over there and move the position of my car because of the sun. Present sun. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, you better believe it, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my Moon Lee and Yukari Oshima shirt. Yeah, look at that shirt. It's a cool shirt. This is definitely one of my least recognizable out in public shirts. Like, if I wear band shirts or something like that, sometimes people be like, not so much with this one. You have to be a very specific type of person to know what this is. I am that person, of course. And that's because I'm a big fan of Hong Kong and martial arts films. During basically like the late 80s into the early 90s, there was this subgenre in Hong Kong films that came about that would eventually become known as the girls with guns genre, where basically you had ass-kicking ladies doing awesome stuff. And Yukari Oshima and Moon Lee were two of the absolute best to do it during that period. They were pretty much the pinnacle of it, in my opinion. I love their films. I love their work so much. If you happen to be interested at all, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. I can kind of point you in the right direction as far as some of their movies are concerned, because they're awesome. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, I found this one yesterday at Walmart. I was making my way around, and I was just about to leave, too. I was getting ready to head out, and I turned a corner, and I saw it. And when I saw it, for a moment, I thought I was in the Matrix, because I was like, that can't be a real thing. That has to be some sort of digital program that the Matrix put together, because why would this exist in real life? But here it is. What is it? It's boom! It's Pringles limited edition beer can chicken flavor. Yeah, all right. I mean, yes. Okay. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar, I've never personally had it, but I'm like aware of the beer can chicken thing, where like you go over there and you take a beer and you like kind of stuff it inside the chicken and like you cook it that way. Like it's a whole thing. I'm guessing, because it even says on the back, they don't expressly say Miller Lite, but it is from the Miller Brewing Company. So I guess it's Miller Lite flavored beer can chicken. Sure. Let's get a thing for the thing here. Let's see if we can make this work. Look like that, something like that. Just go, ha 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 ha! The lighting isn't much better over here. I hate the sun so much. People think I'm joking when I go over there and when I say that stuff. No, I really don't like the sun very much. I'm an overcast type of person. Give me a 60 degree overcast day. Oh, Brandon Wenzel's a happy boy. As soon as you start going into the 70s, fuck the sun. I hate the sun. Let's try out a beer can chicken Pringle. Okay. Okay, I kind of get where they're going for with it. Now, the thing is, like I said, I've never had beer can chicken. Quite frankly, I think I live a bit too far north to be part of that particular experience. Mind you, I joke about that, and it's like, no, I'm absolutely know people who would do this, even living up north where I do. So yeah, I can't like go one-to-one as to, this whole thing, but I kind of get where they're going for with the flavors. It has a nice kind of general savoriness to it, which is really nice. Like, I actually like savory chips. It's kind of interesting that they used a light beer. Because you would think, and again, I'm not somebody who knows about this shit, but you would think that you would want like a full beer, full flavored beer to give it more of that flavor. Maybe that's not what you want. I don't know. I know Miller Lite's a very popular beverage in the beer universe. Lots of people drink it. I know I've had it in the past, but I don't really drink beer. So let's try a couple of them. It does take a little bit for the flavor to properly kick in. Like, I wouldn't say these are the most flavorful Pringles I've ever had, but yeah, okay. Typically when I eat Pringles, I eat them 2 at a time. I think that's their best incarnation. There is a little something there that reminds me of kind of like a light beer. It's not heavy though. Like recently I reviewed, it's already posted up, a beer cheese cheesesteak from Buffalo Wild Wings. And this, I would say, actually has a slightly more distinct beer flavor to it than that did. Whereas that, you had so much stuff going on with the cheese and the cheesesteak and all that, grilled onions. Whatever beer aspect was there was fairly minimal in light of all that. Whereas with this, like, no, it's still light, to be fair, but because it has less to compete with, I do feel like it's a little bit more substantial. And they're good tasting chips. My only grievance with them really is that I wish that they were more flavorful. Because like I said, it takes such a long time to really get to the meat of the flavor. And then once you do, it's a much lighter experience. I think, again, think being the operative word here, I think these would have been a bit more exciting if they'd used a more full flavored beer. And again, nothing against Miller or whatever. What the fuck do I care? I don't give a shit about Miller, but yeah, I just think a stronger beer, would have imparted more flavor, or just even the way that they went over there and went about flavoring it. So, because ultimately, obviously, they're just using whatever seasonings or whatever to emulate the flavor. So, but I think if they'd gone for something, I think maybe it would have been a bit more expected of the flavor. But 2 things have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? Sure, but caveats. These are good Pringles. They're not great Pringles. Why are they not great? Because again, I don't feel like they're pushing forward with the flavor the way I would like. These are almost like, I like the idea, because even though, yeah, I don't really drink myself personally, like, I think beer and other alcohols and stuff can be used to great effect in flavorings, in, different dishes, rum cake and shit like that. I don't have a problem with that. But I think if you're going to go over there and do that in a product like this, don't push out on it, Go over there and, give it a little something, give it some legs so it can kick some ass. I feel like with these, they went a bit too safe with it. And I get it, you don't want it, you don't want them to taste straight like beer or anything, but I feel like, again, you could have done more with this, even just on the chicken front. As much as I've been focusing on the beer aspect, the chicken aspect could have been more pronounced as well. You have like those little chicken biscuits that they have available, and those taste like straight fucking chicken. So with these, I like them. I could see maybe getting them again, maybe once before they're gone, because again, they are a limited edition flavor. But they're not as good as I was hoping. These aren't going to be a go-to for me. They're kind of fun. I like the idea, but I do think it could have been executed better. Now, if I'm recommending them, same deal. If you see them and you're like me and you just think, well, okay, apparently I'm Neo and I'm the one and now I get to meet Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, I'd like to think that the Matrix could do a better job than these. You know? So, like, maybe we're on, like, version 1.2 of the Matrix or some shit. Like, we definitely need a firmware update if this is what the Matrix is putting out in our universe. But at the same time, they're a limited edition item, and they're not bad for what they are. Just keep your expectations very reasonable because they're not super impressive. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have themselves a truly beer chicken-tastic rest of your life. Woo! Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, have you ever had beer can chicken? Like I said, like I've seen videos for it and stuff. You know, I'd be totally down to try it. You know, just in what capacity would that be a thing, you know, normally? That's like something you pretty much have to do yourself or have somebody who knows how to do it. Fuck knows I'm not going to make it. But if you have, let me know. And what was your experience with it? Did it impart beer flavor, or was it more of a, moisturizing aspect to the chicken? I don't know. Anyway,